So today we're going to be discussing the insurance tab under the patient's window. So usually under the patient's profile, it's going to be broken down into 3 different tabs: primary insurance, secondary insurance, as well as tertiary insurance. We start over here for the insurance code. You can go ahead and enter the code if you do memorize it for the insurances that it's created, or you can go ahead and click on the lookup button and then select the insurance that you would like to bill as primary. Over here, we're going to be choosing Medicare. The insurance name usually reflects the name that you've added under the insurance code. Moving forward, we're going to be moving on to the type of the insurance. You can go ahead and choose the type that perfectly matches the insurance that you're adding. Or we can go ahead and select non-group for Medicare. The group name, group number would usually be as per the patient's ID card. Moving forward to the insured ID number or the MPI. MPI is the Medicare Beneficiary Identifier, which is 11 characters, and it requires a certain format for you to be able to add it for Medicare, as long as we've chosen the insurance code as Medicare. So we activate this field to automatically validate if the ID number that we're adding is correct or not for Medicare only. So over here, we're going to be adding the ID that we have, and it confirms that it's a valid MPI, because usually the MPIs for Medicare do have their own format, such as that the 2nd, 5th, 8th, and 9th character are always letters. And moving forward, the 1st, 4th, 7th, 10th, and 11th are always numbers, and the 3rd and 6th characters are letters or numbers. But if the MPI was invalid, it's going to give us an indication that this MPI is invalid. Like, for example, if you change the 3 into an E, it simply tells you that it's not a valid MPI and that we need to see help guide for a valid format. For the legacy Medicare ID, usually if you're given a legacy Medicare ID, you need to enter it over here. And the effective dates are going to be used as an indication that the insurance ID is a valid insurance ID. And usually if it expires, a pop-up note is going to show up whenever you try to submit a claim. For the authorization over here, when a primary care doctor refers a patient to another doctor, an authorization or referral number may be required from the insurance company. And over here, you can click on the lookup button in order for you to be able to check the already added authorization or referral numbers, or to go ahead and add more to the primary or secondary insurance. It depends on which insurance is giving the referral or the authorization. And you can go ahead and use this option to add as many authorizations or referrals as you need for the patient. For the claim number over here, this is usually used for electronic claims whenever you submit claims or corrected claims. For the accept assignment, it usually should be yes, because over here, if you click on yes, it means that you accept assignment for the patient. For the bill insurance automatically, it allows you to add a bill date on the claim once it's submitted from the primary payer. Moving on to the secondary insurance tab. For the secondary insurance tab, there's going to be only 2 different fields over here, which is bill automatically after primary. Whenever this one is ticked, it means that the responsibility moves to the secondary payer automatically after the primary is billed and paid. In the Medicare secondary reason, for the Medicare secondary reason, you're going to go ahead and select one of the reasons from the drop-down menu if Medicare is the patient's secondary insurance, depending on the reason that's stated on the patient's profile. And for the tertiary insurance, the only thing that needs to be mentioned over here is that we need to take the bill automatically after secondary to move the responsibility to the tertiary if there is a tertiary to get billed. We're going to be moving to the insured section over here. 2 things to select. We need to select the insured. So we need to set the insured. And the 3 options over here that are given is going to be self, which is the patient is going to be the insured himself or herself. Another patient, if another patient is already added on the software, we can go ahead and choose that patient from the lookup button, as well as for a guarantor. You can go ahead and choose another guarantor from the lookup button if the guarantor is already added under the guarantor section. And after you choose whatever guarantor that you need to choose, and after you choose the insured, you're going to go ahead and make sure to add the relation to that insured itself, if the insured is the same person, if it's the same patient, spouse, child, employee, other relationship, or an organ donor. It really depends on what's the relationship of the insured.
Don't compromise. Go microwise.